We'll give Amber a second here to connect. Hello?
Hi.
Hello. All right.
Hello.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum, so anytime you'd like to get started.
Great. One thing, am I correct? We're being recorded and we need to say our name when we talk. Is that what you told me or sent me an email about?
Yes.
Okay. Linda Gwaltney here, getting ready to start the meeting of the Sales Tax Audit Committee. Call order. The first thing we need to do is to approve the minutes from our October 19th meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look at those? And would someone like to accept or have additions to those?
I would make a motion to approve the meeting notes from October.
Makes a motion, okay. I guess I can.
Chair, this is Casey Toomey, Assistant City Manager. Sorry, if you could all, before you speak, whenever you speak, make sure that you say your name, and if you're a board member, say that. So sorry, Amber, if you could just say Amber Nickel, and then say what you said.
This is This is Amber Nickel, Vice Chair, and I make a motion to approve our meeting minutes from our October meeting.
This is Tim. I would second that.
This is Linda. The minutes have been approved.
Oh,
sorry.
Chair, this is Casey Toomey again, Assistant City Manager. So we do need to take a roll call vote so that we have that on the record. So you'll say the name of each board member, and then they can respond. They don't have to say their name because you're going to say their name and then they'll respond.
Okay.
Thanks for your patience.
I'll try to remember that. These meetings happen just far enough apart that I forget all this stuff. Okay. So we've had a motion and a second to accept the minutes. So I will take roll call. Tim.
Here.
Okay. And Amber.
Yay to approve minutes.
And who am I missing? Oh dear.
You're the only other person right now.
Yes.
Let me check and see if anybody's in the waiting room. Nope.
And it's Kurt.
Kurt is a staff person.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I do have, okay. Here I am now. So the board minutes have been approved. Here I am again, Linda Gwaltney, and I guess I need to turn it over to Jeremy to talk about the fourth quarter review.
Thank you very much. Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. Give me just 1 second to share my screen. What you see before you is the fourth quarter financial report for the sales taxes for the city of Lawrence. We'll start with the 0.3% sales tax for streets and infrastructure. The tax was budgeted to collect $5.6 million. Of course, due to COVID, that did not happen, so our taxes year to date are $5.5 million. We had an unspent balance from prior years of $1.18 million. And then you can see all of the different projects that were on our capital improvement plan that were funded by the sales tax, most notably the annual street maintenance program and the street mill and overlay from residual from 2019 were the two largest projects that were funded out of the sales tax this year. And so our total expenses for the year are $4.67 million, which leaves us an available balance for future projects of just over $2 million. pardon my scroll here. This is the breakdown by vendor and the type of work they performed, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you all may have. Hearing no questions, I'll move on to the next sales tax. Pardon my scroll. This is the .2 sales tax that's set aside for public transportation. The 2020 budget was $3.35 million. We had actually collected $3.6 million. I believe part of the reason that this was a little off in the budget was before 2020, there was actually two sales taxes, the .2 and the .05. The .05 converted to public housing, and I think there was just a miscalculation of what that variance would be. So in the 2021 budget, we've of course addressed that, but the underspending of the transit sales tax from prior years was just under 2.8 million. The collections for the year, just over 3.6 million. And you can see the majority of the cost is what we pay to First Transit and KU to run and house the transit operation. In addition to that, there was just under $44,000 spent improving shelters around the city, which I think we can all agree is greatly needed. And there was about $170,000 that was set aside to pay for the staff that operate the transit operation. Again, pardon my scroll, but we broke out the expenses for transit to a little finer detail here. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you all may have about the transit sales tax. Hearing none, I'll move on to the final sales tax, and that is the public housing sales tax. It started in April of 2019, so 2020 is the first full year for that sales tax. We had anticipated $942,000. Again, with COVID, our collections actually came in under that. Excuse me, just under $917,000 collected year to date in the public housing sales tax. The unspent taxes from prior years are at 721, almost 722,000, and then contracts that were approved by the City Commission during the current during fiscal year 2020 was at 800,000. So the amount that we have for future housing projects is 830, almost $9,000. We have a note here that says that in September of 2019 is when the Affordable Housing Committee made that recommendation of $475,000 to be spent that the City Commission approved. And that's why those expenses were carried over, as you'll see here in just a second. On our final slide, we have the Penn Street Lofts project at $550,000 and Bethel Estates at $250,000. And I'd be happy to answer any questions on the public housing sales tax.
Linda Gwaltney, Board Chair. My only question is, I just read about there's 8 new projects that are going up to the housing, Affordable Housing Board.
Mm-hmm.
We see those after, am I correct? We see those after the money's been allocated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the role of the audit committee is essentially looking backwards to ensure that how the expenses were allocated are appropriate with the voters' intent. And so the housing committee is going to make a recommendation to the city commission, and then they will ultimately decide upon awards. And then you all are tasked with ensuring that before those, when those dollars are spent, that they're in line with what the public had asked.
Right. So we can anticipate seeing those, maybe some of those later.
Yes, those projects are a lot like economic development projects where they start and then take significant amount of time. So I couldn't right now anticipate when you'll see those expenditures on the report. But as is our custom, when we report quarterly, any expenditures that occur, they'll be noted on a report much like this. Is there any more information that the committee would like to see? This, I know we have we have one new member on the call. We have a couple of new members to the committee, but staff has been preparing these reports in sort of a response to prior comments from previous board members on the Sales Tax Audit Committee. So if there's another way you would like to view the information or more information, if you all will just let me know that, I would be more than happy to accommodate you in any way you would like.
Linda Gwaltney, board chair. I appreciate the breakout, and as far as the affordable housing sales tax, I'm not sure that we need to get any more detail, unlike the previous two taxes that we look at. It seems like the breakout, there would be no reason for another breakout in terms of the affordable housing sales tax.
Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director, thank you for that. If there are no further comments on the fourth quarter report, I believe a motion would be in order if someone would like to accept this report.
Amber Nickel.
This is Tim.
Yeah, we're all hopping in.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept the fourth quarter report.
This is Tim Giblin, board member. I will second that.
Linda Gwaltney, board chair. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. Sorry, just for the record, I'm going to call the roll, and if you all could just signify aye or nay. The rules have changed slightly for this. Should someone want to call into this meeting rather than watch it over Zoom, over YouTube, they wouldn't be able to tell who's speaking at what time. And so that's why the city has decided that just announcing who you are is most appropriate, so that anybody who chooses to participate with this meeting in a forum other than being here in person will know what's going on. So with that in mind, on the motion of accepting the fourth quarter 2020 report, Tim, how do you vote?
Aye.
Amber?
Aye.
I believe you said aye, but I think we had a little feedback. Thank you. And then, Madam Chair?
Aye.
Very good. The vote passes 3-0.
Okay.
Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. There is no one in the City Commission room to provide public comment. And looking through the Zoom list, there is nobody who has signed on to Zoom requesting public comment.
Okay. Linda Gwaltney, Chair. Because we have no further public comment, the only thing that I would remind people of is that our next meeting is April 15th, 2021. And does anyone else have anything that they would like to add?
Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. I apologize. This meeting worked out for us, but when I had originally looked at the calendar and recommended this date, unfortunately the calendar wasn't updated, and a meeting that occurs quarterly, much like ours, but on a different month, also happens at the same time. And so we didn't overlap this time, but we will overlap in the future. And so the reason I provide the calendar was to show you, what we're dealing with, essentially. I believe that the third Wednesday of every month is open. I've looked at every
Okay, so are you, Linda,
Yeah.
Chair, are you proposing that we meet on the third Wednesday now? Is that correct?
Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director, yes. I believe that if you all would make a motion to schedule this meeting for the third Wednesday at whatever time you deem appropriate, whether it be 3 or 4 or whatever time you deem appropriate, there are no conflicts with that, and we can then get it on the schedule, and we won't have to worry about being bumped or bumping into other meetings. In the old days, when we could meet in public, this wasn't an issue because we had our own separate meeting space. But since we're all sharing the same services and time on the over YouTube, it looks like Claire's about to join us, then it's becoming an issue now. So staff would request that we meet on the third Wednesday at whatever time you all deem appropriate.
This is
Linda Gwaltney, Chair. Wednesdays are fine with me if we can meet at 4 instead of 3. I do a shift at Just Foods, and I don't get out of there until 3 or 3:30. How does everyone else feel?
Just say this is Tim Giblin, board member. Motion to move meetings to Wednesday or third Wednesdays at 4 p.m.
Amber Nickel, board member, I will second that motion.
Okay. Linda Gwaltney, Chair. We have a second to have the meetings or quarterly meetings moved to Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Tim, how do you vote?
Aye. Tim Giblin, board member, says aye.
Amber?
Aye.
Linda Gwaltney, Chair. I also vote aye.
Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. I believe Claire has joined us, but she is muted. Claire, could you unmute yourself and let us know if you agree with moving the meetings to the third Wednesday of every quarter at 4 p.m.?
Hi, Claire Indergapura. I forgot the official way to introduce myself, but I do agree to the third Thursday of every month.
Sorry,
Every quarter, excuse me.
just to clarify, that's the third Wednesday.
Third Wednesday.
Yep.
Yes.
Just before you arrived, I had noticed, I'm sorry, Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. Just before you arrived, I had informed the board that we actually have a conflict on the third Thursday. And so I provided the board calendar to the committee so that you all could see it. And I believe that the third Wednesday of every quarter is open. And so the motion was made, seconded, I believe. We've not heard from the chair. Sorry. Madam Chair, how do you vote?
What is it you need, Jeremy?
I didn't record your vote if you had one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, aye.
Very good. So that motion passes 4-0.
Okay. Linda Gwaltney, Chair, and so that date, the next date would be April 14th for the meeting.
Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. I believe that's correct.
This is Casey Toomey. The third Wednesday is the 21st.
Oh,
That's right. I'm sorry. Jeremy Wilmoth, Finance Director. April 21st at 4 p.m. will be the next meeting, and we'll update the calendar to reflect that.
Linda Gwaltney, Chair. Can't read a calendar, but it's the 21st. Yes, okay. So Linda Gwaltney, Chair, is there further business? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Amber Nickel, Chair or Vice Chair, I will make a motion to adjourn meeting.
Tim Giblin, board member, I will second that as well.
Jeremy Willenth, Finance Director. Final vote of the meeting. Tim?
Aye.
Amber?
Aye.
Claire? Sorry, Claire.
Aye.
Thank you. And finally, Madam Chair,
Aye.
the motion to adjourn passes 4-0. Thank you all so much for your time. We greatly appreciate your service to the citizens of Lawrence, and we look forward to seeing you all on April 21st at 4 o'clock.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you.